Good morning, everybody. My name is Ray Perez, and I'm going to be talking to you guys today about why you should drink more water. All right, first things first. How many of you choose water as your preferred beverage? Raise your hand. All right, a couple of you. All right, put your hands down. Now, for those of you who don't, imagine living like that for the rest of your life. Never drinking water, always being deprived of your water, being dehydrated, and imagine always depending on sugary drinks such as soda or juice to suffice. Well, imagine one day you wake up, you get out of bed, and next thing you know, you're feeling excruciating pain coming from your abdominal area. Then having to go to the emergency room. This is a reality for more than 500,000 Americans every year. So, throughout my presentation, I'm going to be talking about some of the myths and facts about drinking water, and I'm also going to be talking about the increase in sugar consumption over the past few decades, as well as what kidney stones are and some of the diseases that you can get revolving around your kidneys due to lack of water intake. So, here are some myths and facts. The first myth I'm going to be covering is that water does not benefit weight loss, and that is a myth. All right. According to Everyday Health, a lot of people believe that water actually has no actual benefit towards weight loss. All right. Truth is, water does help you lose weight, and the reason why is because first off, it's a 0-calorie drink, which means that if you replace your sugary drinks with water, you're going to cut out a lot of wasted calories. All right. Next thing you'll notice is that water also fills up space inside of your stomach, which takes up room, keeping you from being so hungry, and that also helps you cut down on the amount of food you eat. The next myth we're going to go over is that you don't need as much water in the winter. This is also a myth. You actually need just around the same amount of water in the winter as you do in the summer. If not, you might need to focus on drinking more water in the winter. And here's the reason why. See, a lot of people think, and there's a huge misconception, is that I'm not sweating, so I don't need water. But in reality, you actually do sweat in the winter, and you actually sweat just the same amount. The only difference is that because of dry air, you don't see your sweat. So you actually need to make sure that you're paying attention to your water intake in the winter more than you do in the summer. Now, the next myth I'm going to go over is that you need to drink sport drinks in order to perform at high levels of athleticism. This is false. In fact, researchers say that drinking water is perfectly fine, and you can actually exercise at a high level of athletics anytime you want, as long as you're drinking water. The next thing I'm going to go over is this sugar consumption graph. I got this from Helpline. This is going to show you a couple different things, all right? These are a few things I've noticed. First thing I'll tell you is that sugar consumption has doubled per kilogram per individual in the last 30 years. As you can see, there's been a major increase in the growth of sugar consumption in the last few decades. The second thing you'll notice is that obesity prevalence has increased from about 10% to 40% in only the last 50 years. As you can tell, those things do correlate. As we eat more sugar and actually include more sugar in our diets, the obesity rate actually increases as well. The next thing I'll go over is that people in Western countries are consuming massive amounts of refined sugar, reaching about 150 pounds per year and about 500 calories per day. The next thing I'm going to go over are kidney stones. If you look right here, I have a diagram showing you exactly what kidney stones are placed in the kidney. They're developed generally from calcium and a few other different elements. They build up inside your kidneys, and they look like that. See, some of them are very jagged, very rough and sharp, and that's where you run into an issue, because those same stones can actually lead to infection. See, what has happened, a lot of times the people who get kidney stones, if they're small enough, you'll just pee them out like regular. It hurts a lot, but you'll live. So other people who aren't as fortunate, these stones happen to be bigger, and they take up a lot of room and can't actually fit through your ureters. This happens to cause a blockage, and that same blockage actually will lead you to have an infection. If it doesn't block it, it can also actually cut you open in your ureters, and that the actual cut will actually lead to infection as well. This is what an infected kidney looks like. It's not a very pleasant sight to look at. It's actually kind of sad. this can actually kill you. Now, here's a little story. How many of you know Tim Burton? All right, pretty much the majority of you. All right, so Tim Burton actually got invited to an award ceremony. He got invited to the British Film Awards. He was going to be offered a couple different awards there, and right when he was about to leave with his wife, he actually started feeling those same pains I was referencing in the beginning. He was feeling those same abdominal pains, and he had to be rushed to the hospital, and he had to get those stones removed. Unfortunately, he missed out on probably one of the biggest moments of his life due to a kidney stone. Now, could you imagine that being you? Could you imagine that you were about to be recognized for something, for all your hard work, right? And it was supposed to be probably the biggest moment of your life, and now you missed out on it because you chose to drink soda instead of water? Sounds silly, doesn't it? See, that's why I believe you guys should be trying to focus more on drinking water. Now, the next thing I'm going to go over is kidney infection and sepsis. I already kind of went over a little bit of what it looks like right here. Kidney infection can definitely happen, and it happens to lots of people, and sepsis can actually lead you to death, as it does happen, correlate with seizures, comas, and many other fatal diseases and conditions. Now I'm going to ask you, are you willing to replace your sugary drinks with water to benefit your health and your overall life? And the next thing I'm going to tell you is to take a stand and tell your friends, your families, and your peers about the benefits of water, and I'm hoping that you guys spread the word of how important water is. Any questions?